I have to explain to you what's going on here. We're having an outdoor, we always do it outdoor, and it's open to the public. There are a group of screwballs out here, and I mean truly screwballs, who believe that we were not attacked on 9/11 by terrorists to flying planes, that those people really weren't killed by terrorists, that that's not what happened. And in fact, George W. Bush was sitting somewhere in the White House basement with one of these plungers, and he blew up those buildings. That's what these people believe. They are truly crazy people. Just so you know, we're not muffling intelligent dissent here. Speech by Barack Obama at Mile High Stadium. It's now called Invesco Stadium. 75,000 people are going to be here. McCain is expected to announce his VP pick tomorrow. We've got some demonstrators here in our Freedom Park here as usual. We'll get by with, despite that distraction. Let's go. There she is, Senator Kate Bailey Hutchinson of Texas. Senator, thank you for joining us. I'm really dealing with a lot of noise here. Let me ask you, what kind of a running mate should John McCain pick to sort of balance out his ticket?
I think Chris, will take someone that can be president tomorrow. That will be his first criteria. And then, secondly, of course, if that person has appeal in a state that is up for grabs, and the people he's talking about do have that criteria. And then it will be someone that I think John McCain is comfortable with, both on the issues and on a personal level.
Let me ask you, is there a litmus test, however? I mean, it seems like we're getting a short list of Governor Pawlenty and former Governor Romney of Massachusetts as the real short list. And then we're having these other names sort of popped out of this, like Senator Joe Lieberman of Connecticut, a Democrat, an independent Democrat. And, of course, Tom Ridge, the former governor of Pennsylvania. And now, very recently, your name, Senator Hutchinson, has been added to that longer list. Do you think that's a real list, or that's just to give the party a sense of broader unity?
Oh, I think that, of course, John McCain has made his choice, so now it is a matter of speculation, and I think that it will be a choice that is safe. I think that that's what certainly Senator Obama did, and I think Senator McCain will as well. Pick someone with whom he's comfortable. I don't think it's going to be a long ball. I think it's going to be someone that he thinks America will believe can be president and is a very solid person. I believe that.
Do you think the Republican Party platform is inclusive enough on the issue of reproductive or abortion rights?
Well, I believe that that is a very personal issue, and I think that we ought to acknowledge that people in the same family can differ on that issue. People who are the closest friends can be different on that issue, and I think that we should have standards, but I don't think we should eliminate people or say you can't be welcome in our party if you have legitimate and views on that issue. But Chris, I do think that both the Republican and the Democratic platforms generally have areas that are not mainstream, and I don't think that you can agree with either platform in its entirety, and I think you just have to understand that a candidate's views are going to prevail. And I think people choose the candidate. The party, of course, in the overall priorities is a factor. It's important, but you can't agree on every issue in a platform, and you wouldn't with your wife or your mother or your husband or your children. And so I don't think we should be, really a litmus test on either party platform.
You're quoted as saying that just recently that your sights are not set on staying in Washington the next 4 years. I've always thought that you were at least considering going ticket.
Well, that's correct. I didn't hear your whole question, but I did hear that you said I was looking at running for governor, which, of course, I think everybody knows that is where my heart is. And I did say early on I did not want to be vice president, did not want to be considered. I definitely support John McCain. I think that his views are right for America. He's a very independent person. He's a leader. He's someone who will take the bold stands that we need to get this economy on track, to bring down the price of energy, to stand up for American values in the world. And I believe in him. But I did not want the next 4 years in Washington, that's for sure.
You know, I have to explain to you what's going on here. We're having an outdoor, we always do it outdoor, and it's open to the public. There are a group of screwballs out here, and I mean truly screwballs, who believe that we were not attacked on 9/11 by terrorists to flying planes, that those people really weren't killed by terrorists, that that's not what happened. And in fact, George W. Bush was sitting somewhere in the White House basement with one of these plungers, and he blew up those buildings. That's what these people believe. They are truly crazy people. Just so you know, we're not muffling intelligent dissent here. Were you vetted for vice president, Senator? Tom Ridge told me the other day that he wasn't vetted. Some of this list is apparently listing of people as possible prospects for VP isn't as long as it seems. Were you vetted by the campaign of John McCain?
Well, you know, I talked to the campaign a number of times on issues, certainly, but whatever that was, I don't know, and I don't think that it was ever something that was really going to happen. I didn't want it to happen. I said so from the beginning. That isn't where I wanted to go. And so I think that I am a trusted person as an advisor, and that's what I want to be. We're going to schedule events with Senator McCain. I want to be there with him, and that's the role that I want to play.
Would you like to see the Republican ticket be filled by both Republicans, or would you be open to the idea of an independent Democrat like Joe Lieberman of Connecticut running as a running mate with John McCain? Would you be open to that idea, or do you think the Republicans should nominate two Republicans?
You know, I have great respect for Joe Lieberman, and he's been so courageous in standing up for his beliefs about the security of our country, and I think he's going to go down in history as a great man. I do think the Republican ticket should be Republicans, people who embrace all of the major values and strengths of our party. And so I think two Republicans should be the Republican nominees, and I do think that's what it will be.
Okay, it's great. I'm a great fan of yours, Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison. Perhaps, well, who knows what future holds for her in the state of Texas. Thank you very much.
Good luck with all those people out there. I hope you can hear.
Well.
All right, welcome back. 16 minutes after the top of the hour. Fox News contributor Griff Jenkins wasn't the only one in Denver targeted by protesters at this week's Democratic National Convention. Remember, he was swarmed. Look at what conservative blogger Michelle Malkin had to deal with as she sought to cover an attempt by anti-war protesters there to levitate the Denver Mint.
Michelle Malkin called for putting Americans in camps. She's right over there. Where is she? Right there. Michelle Malkin, Fox News. Michelle Malkin, Fox News has just put Americans in camps. She wrote a book called... What's she doing? We're not alone in your camp, Michelle.
And Michelle Malkin joins us right now. Who's that guy with a set of lungs on him?
He's a leader of the 9/11 Truth Movement. These are people who think that the government killed Americans and there was a big conspiracy. Yeah. This guy's a French talk show host, and he showed up at what was supposed to be a peaceful event, Steve, to levitate the Denver Mint.
I know. I heard.
Okay.
There were a lot of really crazy people over there. There was a guy dressed like Merlin trying to...
You had Harry Potter impersonators. And actually, they were there to try and channel the spirit of Abby Hoffman, who did this in the late 60s at the Pentagon. But it turned ugly. And for the most part, these protests have been, fairly staged. And, the headline out of this, and I wrote a column about it today, is that for the most part, Recreate 68 has been an abysmal failure.
Let me get this straight. So they want to have freedom of speech, but you can't have it.
Right. While this guy is screaming that I'm a monster and an enemy of free speech, you just have to laugh at it. And I think that's the one of the instructive things is just what a self-mockery these people have made of themselves. And this particular event, which I was there to cover as a blogger, turned out to be a failure. And so opportunists seized the day and tried to make news out of it by attacking the media.
Sure, and we'd heard that there were going to be anarchists here, and the streets were going to be clogged with protests. It's turned out, thankfully, to have been a dud.
Yeah, they promised 50,000 people, and the police have done a good job of maintaining